for the amazing panelists who have taken time out and who have traveled to Indore. I know all of you have taken early morning flights, and I'm not sure if you've had the chance to try the poha jalebi here in Indore. I don't think so, but you did? Lovely. So I'll just take a brief round of introduction, starting with Mr. Anurag, please.
Myself, Anurag Gupta, Principal Director, Vidyaniket School, Gwalior.
Hi, very good morning to all of you. I'm Dr. Revati Srinivasan, the Director of the Singhania Group of Schools. We are based out of Thane, and I think I love education. I love being with kids, and that's why I'm here.
Good morning, all. I am Dr. Sanchita Brahmachari, Principal, Academic Heights Public School, Sakoli, Bhandara. We are a chain of schools with 110 branches all over India. Thank you so much.
Very good morning to one and all. I'm Shyam Agrawal, Principal, Mount Index International School. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Ruchika Bharadwaj, Founder Director with Delhi Public School in Chhatarpur, Madhya Pradesh.
And good morning, I'm Prachi Kasliwal Dashora, Founder Director of Sharingwood World School, Indore. I'm also a podcaster of Academia Unplugged, which is a podcast on parenting and education. So very recently, I had the privilege of meeting Shri Dharmendra Pradhan, the Union Minister of Education, and discussing the National Education Policy 2020. His vision was impeccable. I think it's completely an education reform and a revolution that India is going through. So even though it's been 5 years, and India's ecosystem has witnessed varying degrees of adaptability and implementation of NEP 2020. So starting with you, Anurag sir, from your perspective, how would you assess the overall progress of the implementation of NEP 2020? And if you could give some global or regional examples that has helped in this journey of NEP 2020.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I've been known for speaking the truth. Not many people like what I say. If you talk about NEP 2020, let me give you a very small incident that happened in Bhopal. Ma'am is sitting here. I went to a conference hosted by Sahoday, and there was one speaker. I was a speaker there as well. There was one speaker who said he was some AI personnel or something like that. And he said publicly in front of a group of principals and directors and teachers of different CBSE affiliated schools कि पता है NEP क्यों आया? तो हमें तो पता नहीं क्यों आया. He said कि there was a action or report by UNESCO that Indian education system will be ended in 2030. I don't know कहाँ से वो कहानी आई. तो I called my wife कि भाई बैग पैक कर लो, 5 साल बचे हैं अपने पास अब, क्योंकि हमारा तो सब धंधा पानी खत्म होने वाला है, क्योंकि यूनेस्को ने कह दिया है आपका स्कूल सब यूनेस्को ले जाएगा. So these kind of narratives have been given in the society कि new education policy नहीं होगी, then India will finish. Lot of nonsense is happening. And if you talk about the existence of NEP or pre-existence of NEP before 2020 or since independence, nobody talks about the real essence of NEP. When we talk about NEP, एक चीज़ आती है कि साहब AI होगा, DI होगा, machine learning होगा, decision making होगा, ये होगा, वो होगा. What is the essence of NEP? If you read the document of NEP, it says clearly, emphasizing on two skills, very importantly. One is critical thinking, and one is decision making. Everyone who takes a workshop on NEP or who conducts a workshop on NEP, who attends a workshop on NEP, उनको बताया जाता है कि साहब हमारे अंदर critical thinking नहीं है, हमारे अंदर decision making नहीं है, इसको develop करो. Fine. कैसे करो? Nobody talks about it. When you talk about critical thinking, when you talk about decision making, when you talk about anything, सब कुछ रोबोटिक्स, AI, MI, ब्लॉकचेन, ये वो फलाना ढिमकाना. My point is, what is critical thinking? Let's break it down to the critical thinking. What is critical thinking? Critical thinking is ability to choose the right option. That's the first thing. Second step is identify the right option. Third step is differentiate between right and wrong. ये सारी बातें कहाँ से आएंगी? When you develop a database of information. किसी ने कभी ये बात करी कि हम critical thinking is not only making a robot, it is applied even when somebody goes and purchases a loaf of bread. वहाँ भी critical thinking होती है. Why we always relate critical thinking with machines? वैल्यू सिस्टम की बात हो रही है एनईपी में, हम उसको नहीं देखते. हमारी सारा ध्यान जो है एनईपी इंप्लीमेंट हो रही है, हाँ सब हो रही है, हमारे स्कूल में एआई है, हमारे स्कूल में रोबोटिक्स है. इज इट एनईपी रियली? एंड डू यू थिंक, आई एम सॉरी आई एम यूजिंग दिस प्लेटफॉर्म, with this kind of system that we have in India, reservation system, sada hua political system, rotten political system, still we are excelling. Is it really 2030 mein hamari khatam ho jayegi? So NEP is going fine, but the essence of NEP has to be understood. Number one, the skills education की जो हम बात करते हैं, emphasize on life skills. Number one, skill education can go, वो वहाँ जो बात हो रही है ना, वो कर लेंगे. हम लोग अलग हैं, वो लोग अलग हैं, लेकिन वहाँ की चीज़ यहाँ ला रहे हैं. ये सबसे बड़ा एक प्रॉब्लम है कि वो दोनों हॉल्स को हम मिला रहे हैं, दोनों हॉल्स नहीं मिल सकते. वो वहीं रहेगा, हम यहाँ रहेंगे. ये है NEP. Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much. I think that was a very honest feedback, and very well put also, that AI technology can only be mediums to implement NEP. On to Dr. Revati ma'am, please. Yes.
NEP, first of all, I think is a guideline. It's not a policy. And because the country is so spread out, and the systems in our country are so spread out that you cannot bring in uniformity. Did we not have good education before? My answer is yes, we had. Otherwise, we would not have had people like Pichai sitting in the US running the world. Right? We have Satya, we have Pichai, we have a whole lot of them. So it isn't that the education system was bad. It's just that with changing times, we have to come out with some guidelines that will help schools that were not doing well or who have not adapted to changing world to change. That's about it. And I think in pockets, in the last decade or so, there are in pockets and in isolation, maybe lots of schools have been doing a lot of innovation. So what is the purpose of NEP is that we are trying to see what is the real purpose of education. And we need, as he rightly said, to find for ourselves what is the essence of this. And if we see the real meaning of education, we'll come across with this idea that it is a lifelong process. And every day we need to do it. What we need to do is to ensure there's inclusion, there's equity, there's access. And if all of these is there, then what are we trying to do with innovations? Rightly said, today we are associating everything with AI, everything with technology. Not necessarily so. The warmth of the teacher when the child is 4 years old is what brings the child to school. And it is, the rest of it will always follow. And if I were to say that when I said that, it doesn't mean I am not with technology. I run a technology company as well. So, an edtech. So, it's not about that. But it's very important for us to understand that schools, what should they do? How do they bring about skills? And all of this, we have been doing it over the years. We now need to create a benchmark and start looking at how we can have our children absolutely futuristic when it comes to learning. That's the purpose of NEP. And I think once we do this inclusion, we give access, the government will take and should take care of all those their government schools as well as schools in the tribal areas, either by themselves or through PPP, that is public-private partnership, such that each of them are elevated. But can we bring all of them to the same level? No. Not with all the boards that we have, not with the kind of urban-rural divide that we have. Not at all possible. So we have to look at it as a guideline and take this whole NEP in its spirit, not by verbatim, by the word that it goes.
Yeah, I think
Thank
I
you.
completely agree with you that NEP is a guideline, but human connection and the teacher-student connection always will be on the forefront. Absolutely, completely agree. So, Dr. Sanchita, my question to you is that how has the NEP's vision actually adapted into the real change in our schools?
In that case, I'll put it in 3 parts. Now, we have all been talking about NEP. We all know that what is NEP. हमने पूरा छांट लिया NEP को. But what I personally believe is, we have only read it in books. We have only done it theoretically. But what NEP talks is the implementation. Now, everybody knows NEP. All the CBSE schools are using NEP. They know what is NEP. But deep down, I think still there are schools who has to understand the NEP exactly what it is and how it has to be implemented. So the first thing that comes in action is the implementation. Now, how that implementation will take place? Definitely, lots and lots of CPD has to be done. That is the continuous professional development. Kiska? Whose? The person who will be implementing them. That is the we educators or the teachers who are there teaching them NEP. So NEP is not only like at one section. It's only not only AI or not only other computer-based education or cybersecurity. It is overall. You can implement NEP now. Now we have started with a new art integrated program. So everywhere is NEP. Maths को भी आप drawing के साथ relate कर सकते हो. You know, science को भी आप English के साथ relate कर सकते हो. It can be related with one another. Earlier time, our time, we had sections. Like a person coming out of 10th, if you ask them what do you have to do, engineer or medical, other than that, there was no choice. And both the areas, I was a failure. So my parents said that you can do nothing. So that really hits me, and I'm thankful that NEP has come where it has gone interdisciplinary, as Sir has said, and we have heard just now in the opening remarks, that interdisciplinary, the child can take any subject, can be related with any subject of his choice. A person who is doing engineering can be a very good speaker. A person who is a very good doctor can be a very good creative writer also. So that is where we today's educators have to understand where it has to be implemented and how it has to be implemented. Because every student is unique. Every student is different. We cannot target one कि भाई तुमसे तो भाई यही होगा, उससे आगे तो कुछ हो नहीं सकता. And this is exactly what we are doing as today's date. We have started labeling the students. You can do this, you cannot do this. But if we can understand, if we know that, okay, the child is more into learning classical dance rather than playing football, even if he is a boy, so why not give that place or make that area for that particular child so that he can be a good, he can take that as a profession. Again, to create a mindset. That is very important, mindset of whose. Because till today's date, we are not selecting the subject as per our choice. It is still, we are depending on our parents. Unko kya pasand hai? I couldn't do this, so my child will do this. Whether the child likes it or not. After 6 months, the child comes back. Not possible, ho nahi raha hai. I'm not able to cope up. Either the child's come back, if the parents are sensible enough, they bring him back and again get admission to somewhere else. Or at the end of the day, when it is too hard, too harsh for them to realize and take it, they quit. And that is where we really nearly need to train our teachers first. Be patient with our teachers. Let the teachers get that opportunity to create, as sir said, creative thinking. So creative thinking, बच्चों को आने से पहले, let us start with the teachers who are the educators, who are the guides. If we cannot think on that part, we cannot implement that with our students and the action cannot go. And then in 2030 also we will say NEP is not working the way we wanted or the way the government wanted.
Yeah.
So no matter whatever it is, yes, metropolis cities definitely are doing much better. But when my school is a little in the remote, so where we have more of the farmers' children, the little lower middle class family children they belong. That doesn't mean that they are nowhere. They are also much unique. They also have got very good talents. So it is we teachers, we educators, we leaders have to identify that and give the teachers a free space. But theek hai, kar lo. If you are wrong, we are there to guide you. But usually it doesn't happen that way. Even if the leader wants, maybe the higher authorities may not want, because again, we are again strict to the syllabus or the marks oriented. We are not stick to the subject knowledge oriented. We are still sticking to that marks oriented only. So we need to work on that. NEP is there. But along with that NEP, we have to understand and we have to train our teachers to understand where they can learn first and then implement. So implementation and teachers training, I feel, is the main important where we really need to move and really need to put the stress on. Thank you so much.
That's a really profound thought. I think we, as I always call all the teachers and educators as educational entrepreneurs. Because now I think the burden is on our shoulders to change the resistance into resilience when it comes to learning and thinking creatively. So, sir, what are your opinions on how NEP 2020 has been implemented in our schools?
Actually, no, we are talking about a lot NEP, but again, when it comes to the major part of the teachers, so first of all, we have to think how many teachers are coming by their choice. Because what I find that when teachers are coming in teaching in school education, they are coming by chance because they are not been successfully completed their, after graduation, post-graduation. And if they did not find something good for them, they come into the teaching fraternity. So that's there where I think the NEP should really think upon that. The choice of teachers has to be very scrutinizing. That means it is not only B.Ed and that we completed this graduation and the certificate. That we have to emotionally, first we have to find out, are they really fit for the teaching profession or not? So when this NEP, the teacher, when they come into the classroom, if they have passionate, if they have empathetically, they can be transferred each and everything what we are talking about in NEP. Otherwise, these are all policies, but it never comes into practices. So when it comes to NEP, the vision and then implementation, that comes only when the teachers. So we have to really scrutinizing teachers, how much they are emotionally connected with the children, not only by the choice, and it should not be the chance. It should be real in educational reforms. That much I think I can do.
That's a lovely thought. I think recruitment is the first step to having teachers, and teaching is a profession which has to be driven by passion and commitment. If it's not there, then it's loss of the students who are the ultimate receivers of education. So to you, Ruchika ma'am, what are your thoughts on how NEP 2020 has transformed the landscape of education in India?
So, first of all, I kind of agree with everybody's thought, and I think very relevant points have been talked about this morning, even in the earlier welcome session. NEP it has finally moved, I think, from paper policy to classrooms, which is great, because this is something which was very needed for our education system to be overhauled. But I see a very uneven distribution or uneven success of NEP between rural and urban. In places like Indore, Bhopal, Bombay, Delhi, there is some attempt at implementing NEP in its true sense, as mentioned by our colleague Mr. Gupta, in terms of critical infrastructure can be bought. So infrastructure is not, technology and infrastructure is not something that I'm going to talk about. But I feel the softer skills, the true sense comes in the urban schools in some sense. In rural schools, I think the awareness and the challenges are far more. Till we overcome, and mass of our population is still coming out of that rural population, let's not forget that. So till we overcome that challenge, and it's not difficult because it's not about the ability, I think it's about the access. When I say that, I'll give you an example. A child, you know, in a rural, and I'm talking from experience, in a school like ours also, they're mostly one phone between the entire family. So in times of COVID, that child barely got the chance to get on the phone, to do his online classes and to do all of that. But when he came to school, he was a master coder in robotics, and he could participate in every activity. So that's when I realized that this is not about an ability of a child. It's about the access. That limits the progress in some sense. Even things like internet connectivity or parents' education, they're all first-generation learners in rural India, mostly. So those are the things I think we have to take them as partners, and we have to nurture them to take NEP in its true sense for success.
Absolutely, I completely agree. NEP, in a broader sense, is a great guideline, but when it comes to distribution of technology and the resources, it needs to be evenly spread out throughout the country. So great thought on that. So Anurag sir, my next question to you is about how NEP has laid strong emphasis on foundation literacy and numeracy education as the bedrock for lifelong learning. Like how you would have also said, right? Critical thinking is extremely important. So from your perspective, what is the most significant shift schools must do to achieve this nationwide and not region?
You said you met Honorable Education Minister.
Yes,
That's what you quoted,
yes.
right? I'm sure this bite will not be reaching to him. But the thing is, talking in parliament and talking in a school is a different story altogether. When we come to the NEP part, the two very important points that NEP has put its emphasis on in this new policy, number one was your FLN.
FLN.
Right.
Yes.
And second one was teaching in mother tongue.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And FLN, if we talk about, because we are representing a large pool of private schools,
Yeah.
so it doesn't make any difference to us because we were already doing that before. It was primarily focused on opening Balvatikas in the government sector because
Absolutely.
these schools were having
Yeah,
their
yeah.
formal education from class first. So FLN is not a big change for us. Now what I'm coming to the second point is, it emphasizes very deeply on teaching in the language that child speaks or understands.
Absolutely.
So मैं हमेशा एक चीज़ कहता हूँ, because अब हम बात रीजनल लैंग्वेज की और उसकी कर रहे हैं, हम सब इंग्लिश मीडियम स्कूल्स को रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं यहाँ पे.
Mostly.
And
yes.
are obviously, right?
Yeah.
And the language of instruction in our schools is English.
Is English.
And we take it the way कि जो लैंग्वेज ऑफ इंस्ट्रक्शन है वही लैंग्वेज ऑफ अंडरस्टैंडिंग भी होनी चाहिए. ये सबसे बड़ा एक डिस्क्रिपेंसी है. इंस्ट्रक्शन का मतलब है सिट डाउन, गेट अप, गो देयर, टेक आउट योर नोटबुक, ये इंस्ट्रक्शंस हैं. अंडरस्टैंडिंग का मतलब क्या है कि जो समझ में आ रहा है. सो इफ यू आर टीचिंग मैथमेटिक्स और टीचिंग अ वर्ड प्रॉब्लम टू अ स्टूडेंट ऑफ क्लास सेकेंड, एंड देयर इज अ प्रॉब्लम कॉल्ड Ram has 2 bananas. He has taken 3 from Shyam. What is the total bananas? What is the number of total bananas he has? पढ़ाना क्या है उसको मैथमेटिक्स. उसको आना क्या चाहिए 2 + 3 = 5. लेकिन वो नहीं आ रहा. क्योंकि उसको नहीं मालूम कि टेक का मतलब लेना होता है, मुझे ऐड करना है. तो बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग उसकी मैथमेटिक्स की डेवलप करनी थी, लेकिन हम वहाँ पे भी अंग्रेजी घुसा दी हमने. अब हो क्या रहा है, बिकॉज वी आर सो कॉल्ड इंग्लिश मीडियम स्कूल्स एंड आर डायरेक्टर्स एंड प्रिंसिपल्स एंड मैनेजमेंट हैज़ पुट अस एम्फेसिस कि भैया अगर अंग्रेज़ी नहीं बोलोगे तो शायद वापस गुलाम ना बना दिए जाओ तुम, तो हम नहीं बोलेंगे वो अंग्रेज़ी। अब वो बच्चा घर गया, FLN ही पढ़ा रहे हैं हम उसको, फाउंडेशन लिटरेसी है। अब बोलेगा, अपनी माँ से पूछेगा कि भाई वो 2 बनाना श्याम ने दे दिए कि ले लिया, उसका मतलब क्या है? माँ ने समझा दिया उसको कि भाई लेने का मतलब माइनस कर दो, देने का मतलब ऐड कर दो, ऐसे करके उसने कर लिया। एंड देन ही इज एबल टू आंसर दैट क्वेश्चन अगेन नेक्स्ट डे इन द क्लास। So are the teachers teaching in the school teaching that child, or the mother or the tuition teacher? That's a big question. Why can't we teach mathematics only in the class of mathematics and not English? My point is always कि पढ़ाइए उस भाषा में जो आपको समझ में आए, पूछिए उस भाषा में जो आपको चाहिए। तो चाहिए अंग्रेजी, समझाने के लिए हिंदी है। जिस दिन हम if we start teaching in the language of understanding in the classroom, the whole tuition industry of India will vanish. क्योंकि जो हिंदुस्तान की जो कोचिंग इंडस्ट्री और ट्यूशन इंडस्ट्री चल रही है ना, वो ट्रांसलेशन पे चल रही है। हर आदमी ट्रांसलेट करता है उसको, जो आप स्कूल में भी कर सकते थे, नहीं किया। वी आर चार्जिंग 1 lakh फीस, स्टिल द पेरेंट इज पेइंग 5,000 रुपीज। एंड अफोर्डेबिलिटी है एक टर्म इन द NEP, देयर इज अफोर्डेबल एजुकेशन। I'm not saying affordable education means reducing your fees. Affordable education means reducing the cost of education to the extent that you can. Don't reduce your fees. You have a 5-star infrastructure, good. AC classrooms, everything is fine. But don't let the parents spend on something which is not supposed to. Make it affordable. That is real affordability.
So
That is what I want. So my point is, we have to understand the nitty-gritties of NEP properly, and then we can think about changing the world. Otherwise it will never happen. We'll sit in 2030, 50, 70, 80, यही चलता रहेगा, क्योंकि बेसिक समझना ही नहीं चाह रहे हम लोग। हमको सिर्फ AI, DI, MI ये सब चल रहा है। बेसिक क्या कह रहा है वो? समझाइए, पढ़ाइए उनको। अब आप अगर आप बात करते हैं, अभी वहाँ मैं सुन रहा था इंडियन नॉलेज सिस्टम की बात हो रही है। अब अनफॉर्चुनेटली राइट टू एजुकेशन एक्ट एंड NEP दोनों अलग अलग खड़े हैं।
absolutely.
अगर भगवान ने एकलव्य और द्रोणाचार्य को यहाँ भेज दिया ना, तो एकलव्य के अंगूठे के चक्कर में द्रोणाचार्य मस्ट हैव बीन इन जेल,
Absolutely,
क्योंकि
yes.
उनको तो कॉर्पोरल पनिशमेंट में जेल ही डाल दिया जाता।
Yes,
अब उसमें हम कह रहे हैं इंडियन नॉलेज सिस्टम,
yes.
डिस्क्रिपेंसीज हैं। तो मैं सिर्फ अपना एक स्टेटमेंट देके बंद करूंगा कि सरकार आती रहेगी, जाती रहेगी, NEP आएगी, न्यू NEP आएगी, न्यू NEP आएगी, AI, DI, PI सब आएगा। हमारा बेसिक ड्यूटी है एज अ टीचर टू बिल्ड द कैरेक्टर ऑफ द चाइल्ड। और वो कितने साल बाद भी हम बैठे होंगे, यही काम करना है। तो हम अपना काम करें। वी शुड नॉट बी डिविएटेड by any policy that is coming. Our job is to make the character of the child. That's all. Do it.
So anyways, the essence of teaching as a profession is also this, that you impart knowledge in the way the child understands and accepts
That is
it.
what you are a teacher. अब जैसे आपने अभी एंकर ने क्वेश्चन पूछा था कि do you know the name of your
Yes,
principal?
yes.
अगर आपका नाम आपके किसी स्टूडेंट को याद नहीं, then you are not a principal. Leave it.
Absolutely, yes.
प्रिंसिपल ही वो है जिसका नाम सदियों तक याद रहे। तो ऐसा बनिए ना। और ये कोई पॉलिसी में नहीं लिखा, कोई पॉलिसी नहीं बता दी कैसे पढ़ाना है बच्चे को, वो आप जानते हैं। और अनफॉर्चुनेटली कह लीजिए, फॉर्चुनेटली कह लीजिए, इट इज़ द बिगेस्ट एम्प्लॉयमेंट डोमेन राइट नाउ। टीचर्स, 2 करोड़ टीचर्स हैं हिंदुस्तान में, कोई पैसा नहीं लगता उसके लिए। जो ट्यूशन पढ़ा रहा है वो भी टीचर है, जो स्कूल में पढ़ा रहा है वो भी टीचर है। सबसे बड़ा बेस है ये हमारा, तो है। अब चॉइस से बने कि चांद से बने, ये बात अलग होगी।
Yeah.
अब बन गए,
So there,
बन गए तो वो करो जो करना चाहिए।
yes, there are lots of parallel industries that are
It is the
turning
biggest industry.
in education sector, whether it is coaching institutes, tuitions, schools,
The coachings
your
are
online courses.
coachings
but
are coming just because हम उस भाषा में नहीं पढ़ा रहे हैं क्लास में जो पढ़ाना चाहिए। जिस दिन आप पढ़ाना शुरू कर देंगे, सारी कोचिंग बंद हो जाएगी,
Yes.
आपकी सारी प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो जाएगी।
in fact, my next question to Revati ma'am is also on multilingualism only. How NEP has made linguistic education as a key pillar in NEP, right? It aims at strengthening the cognitive flexibilities of children, and how Sir said that it's very important that we teach children in the language that they understand. So as a school, how can we implement this part of NEP and make learning more interesting, more involving for the children?
I think what Anurag just said now was so true, that the purpose of teaching should be and that we teach in a language that the child understands. Apart from understanding, it's also about what I understood, am I able to apply it in some context? Am I able to use and analyze that particular aspect? For that to happen, we have to have a good understanding of whatever we learn. Having come to that, I come to this point of multilingualism. I'm a great fan of multilingualism for the simple reason that children can pick up languages. The more the languages that they pick up, at least 5 they will be able to easily pick up. The more they pick up, the better is their cognitive development, better is their reasoning, better is their problem-solving ability, better will be their decision-making. If I were to look at international education as such, and I'm not talking in terms of international schools, I'm talking about how when these children go across to global arenas, how they would be able to adjust better because they're able to understand the language and speak that language. They're able to fit into systems which can be very, very different. Okay? So I think it's very important for us to do, and I'm going to give you one example. Couple of years back, 2 years back, in fact, exactly 2 years back, I was on a temple visit to Tirupati, for all of you who know, Lord Balaji's temple. And over there, the EO, that is the IAS officer, suddenly turned around and asked me, Madam, I have a school which I am going to shut down. Will you be able to take this up and run? I said yes, because I was standing right in front of Lord Balaji and I could not think of anything else but say yes. I took that up. I told him, but I have to go and see the school. I walked into the school. Huge infrastructure. How many students do you think they had? 85. Of which how many students came to school? 27. Okay? So I asked him, where do you want me to start? He said, I want you to introduce NEP here. And I smiled to myself that this is not about NEP. This is about getting first children to school, getting them to love school and to be in it. I don't know Telugu and they didn't know English and Hindi. They know only Telugu. Then how do you think I, along with my team of 5 teachers, taught them everything from grade 1 to grade 10? Absolutely an interdisciplinary approach, a multilingual approach is what we had. Not a word of Telugu I knew, but I would address the parents and tell them what education was about. You know, when it comes from your heart, it will reach the other heart. And that's what matters. If we are talking in terms of, connectedness, okay, if you say, I know everything in this world and I'm the biggest educator, you're wrong. If you have connected with every child in the world, you're the biggest educator. And today, the best communicator is the one who connects with children. Unfortunately, what's happening in our schools is that we do have teachers who may have taken this profession not by choice. Here, it is just by chance or just in case, right? Today, it's not about just in case. Today, this stands as a profession. We may not be having a CA in front of us. We may not have an advocate's AD in front of us, but we still are an educator. And I think everyone sitting in this auditorium should be proud that we belong to a profession that makes the nation, because none of the others would exist without us. So I think that's where we have to come to, that use as many languages as you can, and use it even if it's broken. It's fine, because children need to understand. That's the crux of it. And parents need to understand you, because when you're introducing something like this, the world will change. And I'll tell you how it changed for Tirupati School. Out of the 25 students who would appear every year for Standard 10 examination, There would be also others who would come just like that to write the examination. There was no hard and fast rule in that school. You would realize that almost about 65% of them would fail. So in 2023-24, that academic year, we took over completely and changed the entire system. The only request that I had is to make this an English medium school. They didn't know English, but we changed to the English medium. Fortunately for us, the Andhra government also had changed that time. It was, they changed all their government schools into English medium. They wanted to make it with an IB curriculum, and I said, oh my God, because I can't believe that you want an international curriculum. The curriculum is what you design in your classrooms, and how you communicate them defines what learning is all about. So I think that is where it came from. That year, our highest in that school was 94.5%. This year, 2024-25, we got the highest, which was Tirupati district highest at 97%.
Wonderful.
Rural school, rural children, no background of English, how did we communicate? The story is not about learning a language. We also went few steps forward to be able to teach in a little bit of Telugu. We took the help of parents and told them, I want to say this, can you tell me? Can you help me out? So it's not necessary that we have to be an expert, but as many languages as possible bring in the connectedness. And I think it doesn't matter whether it is our country or some other country or some other language, foreign language. It's not. There is a fancy for learning, acquiring foreign languages. Do it, because 1 or 2 languages is always good to know. But for all of us to know a lot of languages, check it out in your own homes. You talk to your driver in his mother tongue. You talk to your people in your mother tongue. It works faster. It works better. You're going to a new city and suddenly you're caught unawares. You don't know what to do. Talk to the person right there in whatever language you can and communicate to them. If it connects, they will connect back to you. It's all about the heart speaking to the other heart. And that's what language is about. He gave a beautiful example of maths. To me, maths is a language. It is not a science. Everything is a language. It's a language for communication. And so today we have to create communicators in our schools, communicators who will connect with people, not know everything in the world. Thank you.
That's a wonderful, wonderful thought, that language is no more a barrier in learning. Whatever language, regional, foreign, every language can be a source and a medium for learning. And to Sanchita ma'am, this question, I know it's very close to your heart, and how ma'am has said that the backbones of learning are still the teachers. So under NEP 2020, as a school authority, how have you empowered teachers and implemented the guidelines of NEP?
Thank you, ma'am, for this wonderful question. Very thoughtful again. I would just like to ask the audience, especially the mom teachers, how many of you come to school in the morning with a great smile on your face? Ha, aaj school jana hai. How many of you? Male, mummies. See, very few hands are up. Very few hands are up. So that means, okay, you must have become a teacher by chance. कुछ और नहीं बनना था, घर पे डल नहीं लग रही थी, so I became a teacher. That's okay at one point of time. But how many of you come to school, with a very happy mind? Today I'm going to do something different with my kids. It's very little. The number is very few. Why? Because we are being, clustered. We have been binded. You have to do this only. You cannot go more than that. What is given to you, you have to perform. Because what I feel when long years ago, when I was a teacher, so I used to always feel that give us a chance also to think, we can do something better than what has been given to us. But we were never been provided to do, we were never been given a chance to think out of the box. No, whatever is given, you have to do that only, you have to stick to that. Creative thinking is why with students, creative thinking has to start again, I would say, with the teachers. Right? The teachers, I say, they are the change makers. Agents. Changing agents. They are the changing agents. Every now and then you will see my school, when I was a kid, my school teachers were different. Today's teachers, you will see lots and lots of pressure, stress. They are working in stress, pressure, time bound. You have to do this, you have to do that. You don't have a thinking ground. I don't know how many of you will agree with me, but this is where every time, I am a CBSE resource person, I have been visiting so many schools for giving the trainings to the teachers, and everywhere when I get connected to teachers, everywhere I see pressure hai, too much of pressure, stress. Please come.
As sir has said, I agree with him as well, and whatever we are discussing, I would try to make it in nutshell. झांको अपने अंतर मन में.
Absolutely.
झांको अपने अंतर मन में क्या खोया क्या पाया है क्योंकि being a teacher every day when I go to school or being a principal when I enter in my school I used to ask this question to myself झांको अपने अंतर मन में क्या खोया क्या पाया है क्या द्रोणाचार्य बन पाए हैं हम क्या कोई अर्जुन एकलव्य बनाया है क्या कोई अर्जुन एकलव्य बनाया है if we keep on thinking on the same notion one day we will make this India. Thank you.
Absolutely. It's a very beautiful thought shared by ma'am. So as I was continuing, so we always put a pressure on the teachers. Let the teachers grow. Let the teachers give, let us, we being the educators, we being the heads of the school, give the teachers a chance. Do it. Think out of the box. Think something what you can do. And that is what I say is modernized pedagogy. Again, thinking something different. And when you start thinking something different, definitely you will implement with your kids. But we have done this, and let us do this with the kids. So definitely the teachers themselves will become joyful. The classroom automatically will become joyful. Why? Because we are talking now on the joyful classes. When we are putting pressures, the class can never become joyful, neither the teachers can become joyful. So to bring that smile on the teacher's face, I think we, the heads, have to be in their shoes. Absolutely. We have to make the teachers feel that, okay, you fall, we are there to protect you. We are there to hold you when you fall. But I know that what I am saying is very less practiced. But let me make it very clear. My school teachers, they come, there is a statement written on the board outside that come happily and go home happily. So I have made that statement right in the month of April or in the month of March. When you come back in the month of April, I want to see that broad smile in your face till all the 10 months or the 11 months that you're coming. And so as the students. That's why very less you will find my classrooms are having less attendance. Because every day we give them something new to do. Either it can be gardening, or it can be something, or it can be making some items. Again, interdisciplinary. Either they are speaking or they are reciting. So that has to be there, that much level we have to leave to the teachers. उनको वो जगह देना पड़ेगा कि आप भी वैसा सोचो, and so then that can be implemented. And of course, yes, when we talk about lots and lots of NEP we are talking on, and lots of changes, trainings have become mandatory. More and more trainings are required, and invest in teachers' capacity building. This is a very, very important part that we are talking about. Today's teachers, metropolis cities are doing quite well. When I come and talk about the remote areas, teachers are not ready to spend that 2 hours or 1 hour or 40 minutes, even it's a free course. They're not ready to take it. No, now I've got a lot of other work at home. Mother-in-law, children, husband, XYZ, and so on. But we as an educators, we as the heads of the school, we have to make that thing mandatory that we have to invest. When we tell them, okay, karo, fees we will see it later on. When we give them that confidence, we have to give that confidence to the teachers that yes, if that has been done to us, we are ready for it. I think upgradation will be there.
Yeah.
And not only in the teaching upgradation, not only in the skills, but also in the implementation in the classroom. And that will always make happy classroom, which I always look upon and work towards it. Thank you.
Absolutely. So I think happiness quotient of teachers is the most important thing for a happy future of the children as well. Yes. So, sir, coming to you, I have a little contradictory question to you from what ma'am has said, that when we let the teachers be on their own and think out of the box, how important is structured pedagogy under the NEP 2020?
वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन, थैंक यू मैम. स्ट्रक्चर पेडागॉजी मीन्स पहले भी था, सिर्फ टर्म्स को हमने थोड़ा सा कॉम्प्लिकेटेड कर दिया है. पहले भी जो टीचर पढ़ाता था वो स्ट्रक्चर ही होता था. 1 के बाद 2 आएगा, 2 के बाद 3 आएगा. सो दैट वाज द सीरियल ऑर्डर ऑफ लर्निंग. पहले लर्निंग ऑब्जेक्टिव्स होते थे, एक लर्निंग आउटकम्स हो गया. तो स्ट्रक्चर पेडागॉजीज में देर आर मोर टर्म्स हैव बीन एडेड अर्लियर. अदरवाइज एजुकेशन का जो सिनेरियो था या जो टीचिंग प्रोसेस थी, दैट इज रिमेन सेम. स्ट्रक्चर पेडागॉजी की इफ यू टॉक अबाउट दैट, अर्लियर 10+2 था, तो पहले भी अभी भी वही है 5+3+3+. बोर्ड एग्जाम में हमें असेसमेंट करना है, उसके पहले तो वी आर ऑल फ्री. In whatever way we want to teach, we can teach children according to the child centric, according to the child learning abilities, children learning deficiencies, whatever we say. So structure pedagogy is the sense where we are making children to understand the way they will understand, that the teacher should understand. Child centric means, again, because every child is a different special child. Somebody is liking, they can understand more in musical terms, somebody can understand more in act wise storytelling, somebody can understand to drawing. There are various method of teaching, and that is the NEP says that okay, art integration, the sports integration, then lab, kitchen lab, maths lab, joyful learning. So things are remain same. पहले भी हम बच्चों को किचन में सिखाते थे आटा कैसे गूंदना है, कैसे लो बनाने. बच्चे पहले भी इंगेज करते थे. अब हमने उसको नाम दे दिया किचन लैब. पहले भी बच्चे शॉपिंग में बच्चों के साथ, हाँ, डिफरेंशिएशन हैज़ कम, बिकॉज पहले हम लोग हिंदी में बच्चों को नहीं सिखाते थे कि ये चवन्नी है या अठाना है. नाउ दे मोर मल्टीलिंग्विज्म व्हेन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट, तो अभी हम बच्चों को फिर से बताने लगे हैं कि ओके ये 51 मतलब 51 होता है. अदरवाइज चिल्ड्रन वर कन्फ्यूज्ड. देन 51 क्या होता है, एंड 51 जब सब्जी वाला बोलेगा 51 तो नहीं यार. तो कहने का मतलब है स्ट्रक्चर पेडागॉजी इज रिमेन सेम. ओनली जब हम बात करेंगे द डिफरेंट डिजिटल प्लेटफॉर्म का यूसेज कैसे होना चाहिए. सो CBSE, NEP, दे आर ऑलरेडी बीन इंट्रोड्यूस लॉट ऑफ डिजिटल एप्स. दे यहाँ दीक्षा है, स्वयं है, सफल है. देयर वी हैव बीन टेस्टिंग 3, 5 and 8 पर बच्चों का लर्निंग डिफिशियंसी कितना है, लर्निंग गैप्स को कैसे ओवरकम करना है. सो देर आर डिफरेंट स्टेजेस दे हैव बीन गिवन वेयर द चिल्ड्रन कैन आइडेंटिफाई, स्कूल कैन आइडेंटिफाई the child monitoring progress, they can do it. So the structural pedagogy will remain same, only we have to take them in a broader sense that every child has to be trained according to the level, according to the language, according to this interest, and everything has to be taken consideration is a structured pedagogy we have to implement.
That's a wonderful thought. I think the experiential learning and play-based learning that has come under NEP 2020 has overcome the academic rigor, but we are still going the same way. We've just made learning a more fun way of doing it. So to you, Ruchika ma'am, we have talked about teachers, we've talked about languages, we've talked about pedagogies and everything. How important is community involvement in the learning process of the child up till their school years? And how NEP 2020 has taken into community involvement as a part of learning?
So, first of all, I think community involvement is absolutely central to the success of NEP. There is no doubt in my head on that. Because what we have been doing for, I think, all of us who are in education line, what we've been doing is making parents the co-educators. And the need for implementing NEP successfully emphasizes that parents have to be more prominent co-educators, because at the end of the day, don't forget, the home is the first classroom that a child sees. And for that holistic development that we are talking, all of the things that we are talking, the teacher support, everything, I think if we get a school, a parent, and the community to partner on this journey for that child, nothing like it. And just while this thing was going on, the one example that comes to my mind is that we are sitting in Indore. And Indore is rated as #1 cleanest city in India today. And this is a prime example of public-private partnership, community coming together. Now just imagine if on education platform, if the community came together, what it will do to the roadmap. So I'm very excited. In our school, I'll just share one little experience or something that we do in our school besides pulling in the local talent of our parents to come and talk to our children. What we've started doing is we've started inviting mothers as storytellers. We train them a little bit and we request them to do the storytelling in their local dialect. So what this does is, it creates ownership and pride in your own culture. It makes them a part of their child's education journey. So that also empowers them to understand what we are trying to do. And at the same side, the child is also experiencing the more modern education in terms of whether you talk of AI or robotics or the science labs. So you are actually culturally rooted, but future ready. And I think that's where the community comes in place, and that's why it's so important.
Yeah, I completely agree that if we take student at an apex of a triangle, the community, parents and teachers are all at the same level, and that's when the child will rise. So
Absolutely.
completely agree, community involvement is a very, very integral part of their learning experience. So thank you so much, all the panelists. I'll just take the last 5 minutes and one quick question to everybody. If you could prioritize one actionable step, you could start. Yeah. One actionable steps that schools, policymakers and communities must take in the next 2 years for complete implementation of NEP 2020. So to you, Ruchika ma'am, first.
I think for one step that I think one should do is formalize in NEP itself community involvement. If parent involvement can be formalized and put on some kind of a scheme, so schools don't struggle on how to do this. That would be my ask.
Lovely.
Thank you. I think we are working on parents' profile. So all the parents, they are been expert in, some of them are in business, some of them are in profession. We are calling them weekly, and then we have the session with the children to get more and more experiential learning. So that is, we are taking over.
Wonderful.
Again, they'll come to the same point, that is invest in teachers' capacity building, which is a need of the hour. Thank you.
To me, it's inclusion socio-economic, needs, differential needs. That's what I would like to concentrate.
Wonderful.
Unfortunately, it's not possible to summarize in one sentence, but I would just say build trust. That's all.
Yeah,
That has been lost. So regain that trust and retain it.
absolutely.
Thank you.